Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 7, 2024. Please remember to leave a comment, like, and share. And in the news this afternoon, first, the major trial since uncovering of SSL fraud delayed. An undisclosed issue has delayed the start of the Supreme Court trial, in which the Financial Services Commission is challenging the appointment of a trustee to dissolve the Fraud Haters Stocks and Securities Limited. The case, which was due to get underway on Tuesday before Justice David Batts, has a new start date of February 26. The indication that the trial would not proceed came shortly after government lawyer Lisa White announced that the parties involved in the matter. After that, King's Counsel Caroline Hay, who represents the second defendant, and the trustee, Cadian Campbell, told the judge that there were matters arising in the case that required a discussion. The lawyers and the judge then met in chambers where issues discussed are not public. When the parties returned to open court, Justice Batts announced that the trial was being pushed back. The FSC, which regulates certain financial institutions such as investment houses, filed a claim against the SSL, the first defendant, on January 23, 2023, alleging that SSL breached several provisions of the FSC Act. The FSC had issued directions to SSL on January 12, which required that the FSC approve all transactions, and further that SSL and its officials not to take any action involving the company's assets. The FSC claims that SSL breached the law by convening an extraordinary general meeting, board meeting, and a directors meeting on January 16, and later approving and filing a special resolution with the company's Office of Jamaica, which appointed Campbell and authorized the members winding up of SSL. Campbell's purported appointment on January 16 took place one day before the regulator took temporary management of the investment firm. The regulator wants the court to declare that Campbell's appointment was null and void. However, Campbell has insisted that he was properly appointed, which, if accepted by the court, would dislodge the FSC's role in SSL. Campbell argued in court documents that FSC was fully aware of SSL's decision to appoint him as a trustee. He said concerns raised by the FSC that funds may not be recovered if he is allowed to operate were unfounded. An injunction has been in place blocking Campbell or any SSL official from dealing with the company's assets until the case is settled. All other court cases involving SSL arising out of the alleged fraud have been put on hold until the trusteeship issue is resolved. SSL reported a fraud on January 10, an investigation that so far involves over 200 client accounts and approximately $5 billion. Sports star Usain Bolt is among the affected investors. Former SSL client relationship manager Jean-Ann Panton is the only person charged in the case so far. Walker Jones' fracas ignites fears of escalation of political violence. A physical altercation between 58-year-old businessman Wayne Walker and Dean Jones, a prospective candidate for the Trinityville division, is threatening to stir political tension in Western St. Thomas, with the elder man's family expressing fear for their lives. The incident was captured on video footage, of which has since gone viral on social media. Walker, who spoke with the news on Tuesday, said that the incident occurred Monday evening at his business place in Springfield in the parish. He said that he was surprised by what transpired between him and Jones, as neither of the two knew each other. Walker, who said that he is a farmer and a sound system operator in the community, recounted that he was on his property when Jones, a Jamaica Labour Party representative, arrived. The 50-second-long video footage seen by the news, which appeared to be spliced, begins with a woman counting what appeared to be money by the passenger window of a white motor vehicle. Immediately after, Walker, who was sporting a red t-shirt, approached the vehicle on the driver's side, where Jones was seated with the door partially opened. A tussle ensued before Jones is captured hitting Walker, who appeared to be coloring him while backing away. A second man clad in a black t-shirt and orange hat appears to come to Walker's assistance, kicking Jones in the process. The councillor candidate then backs off, at the same time pulling what appeared to be a firearm, which he pointed at Walker, whose back is turned before veering out of the frame. The altercation continues with Walker. However, this time it is with another man clad in green. A third man, also in green, joins the fracas before the two overpower Walker, pinning him to the ground. Jones then appears back in the footage while a female passerby de-escalates the altercation. Responding to the incident, Walker said he feared for his life when the apparent firearm was pulled, which caused him to turn his back and to crouch. "'Cause me say, well, you win. You pulled the firearm, so you win," he said, adding that he made attempts to retreat from the area to ensure that the situation did not escalate. But lawyers for Jones on Tuesday outlined a different story, arguing that it was their client who feared for his life. In a statement to the media, attorneys at law Alexander Shaw and Trevor Cuff said their client was conducting his lawful business when he was physically attacked by persons unknown to him. The lawyers said the alleged attack caused Jones to sustain serious injuries and to be placed in imminent fear for his life. Aware of the mounting threat to his person, our client took defensive action to de-escalate the situation. He thereafter reported the matter to the St. Thomas police, who are currently carrying out an investigation, the statement from Jones's attorneys said. This encounter was very traumatic for Mr. Jones, and against that background, we urge the public not only to respect his privacy in this difficult time, but also resist any attempt to politicize the matter, it added. However, a family member of Walker, who asked not to be identified, told the news that the elder man had returned from a doctor's visit and was on the property when Jones, who had recently arrived there, saw him dressed in the opposition People's National Party's paraphernalia and commented. According to the family member, Jones reportedly told Walker, who was seated on a wall, to take off his red shirt. He also said, "Why you wear that shirt? You know see JLP done win already. Move from here so and take off that shirt. I'll go find a green one," the family member claimed. The relative said Walker, who was also suffering from an ear infection, did not hear clearly what Jones was alleged to have said to him and approached the vehicle for him to repeat it. The relative said that is when the altercation ensued. Jones is said to have reported the matter to the Seaforth police, while Walker made his report to the police in Morant Bay. The relative said that the family agreed to drop the charges against Jones out of fear for their lives. The relative said since the incident, they have been overwhelmed with calls from several members of the JLP and its supporters. "Walker is a respected man that everybody knows. We only agreed to drop the charges because we were told that it would be a dirty battle in court, and we were even asked what are we willing to lose," the relative said. "We are scared and agreed not to press charges. Yes, he's a PNP supporter. Our family has both sides, so we definitely don't look at politics here. We just want justice," the relative added. The police have confirmed that the incident is being investigated. It remains unclear, however, whether the Firearm Licensing Authority is investigating the incident. Efforts by the news to get confirmation were unsuccessful. The PNP has called for the immediate removal of Jones from his position of chairman of the Seaforth High School and as chairman of the St. Thomas branch of the Rural Agricultural Development Authority. "We can't have our school chairman behaving like that. Seaforth has been going through a lot, and it's unfair to those children there and the parents to put them through more," Morant Bay Mayor Hubert Williams said during a press briefing on Tuesday. Further, Williams said that Jamaicans have high expectations of their political leaders and asserted Jones has failed in this regard. "We are saying that Mr. Dean Jones should never ever be a candidate for any of the two major parties in Jamaica. It's not a good look," said Williams. However, the JLP has defended Jones while calling the altercation unfortunate. JLP Public Relations Chairman Robert Morgan said that it was Jones who was confronted and attacked by two individuals who appeared to support the PNP, which compelled him to take evasive actions for his safety. These attempts by the PNP of political intimidation should be roundly condemned by all Jamaicans, said Morgan. He said that the video evidence does not support assertions made by the PNP.